Man, oh man. While I'm over here hitting buttons, messing up the music and everything, how about I just get up on the mic? What's crack-a-lacking out there, fight fans? What's going down, man? It is the homie. Mainman Mademan is in the building, man. Yes, sir. Hey, man, y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What's up, everybody? What's going on out there, fight fans? Hope all is well out there in boxing land. Been a few days, fight fans. It's been a few days. The homie definitely had to come on through, drop a good word on a spontaneous live stream tonight. Had a few extra minutes, man. Thought I'd come on through, chop it up with some of the fam. Salute to everyone that can come on through and rock out with me tonight. I want to give a major salute to everyone that catches this live, a major salute to everyone that catches this on the playback. As I always say, fight fans, I want to say thumbs up as you pull up. You already know. Thumbs up as you pull up. You already know. What's up, everybody? What's going on out there, man? Let's talk some boxing, man. What the hell has been going on in the sport? Look like ain't been much, though, man. It's been a real slow week. I know we waiting on the next set of fights to start coming on up. We all sitting around waiting for that David Benavidez versus Andre to pull on up, waiting for this huge December the 9th card that everybody's talking about towards the end of the year of PBC, man. Reporting is all over the place on it. It's everywhere. They're talking about this monumental card that's going down on December the 9th. And for anyone that we know that this is going to perhaps be Premier Boxing Champions last card with Showtime. So basically, this is going to be the big farewell card for Showtime. And it's looking like it's forming out to be pretty damn good, bro. I mean, I hear the news about possibly Floyd Mayweather, fight fans. They're talking about Floyd Mayweather may come back for this thing. And according to some article that's over there on World Boxing News, salute the World Boxing News, they stated that Floyd Mayweather pulled out of a situation with Manny Pacquiao that he was working on. According to the reporting, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather was going to scrap on New Year's Eve in Tokyo, fight fans. In Tokyo for 6 rounds. And they actually had a press conference scheduled in the whole 9 yards for this previous Monday that just passed. Or is that today? What's today? Today's Tuesday. So yeah, for yesterday. So Floyd Mayweather literally pulled away from that situation. Away from Manny Pacquiao situation, exhibition, whatever they was going to do. And you mean to tell me that, yeah, man, they're going to he pulled away from that to go off and do this Showtime card and maybe face Mikey Garcia? I'm not feeling that fight, that Mikey Garcia name or whatever the case may be. But if Floyd is actually going to come back and fight an actual boxer, that'll be something. That will definitely be something. I see Mikey over there on Ellie Segback's channel, and Mikey's over there, preparing. He's training and so on and so forth. So clearly, Mikey is getting ready for something. My only hope is that maybe the reporting stays true, and we can get one last look at Floyd Mayweather, fight fans. That'd be cool with me. You know what I'm saying? My deal is I never liked the fact of how Floyd Mayweather got that 50-0 record. Was never a fan of it. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that, look, man, at the very least, come back and fight a fighter one more time, and then we can all sit back comfortably and say, yeah, Floyd Mayweather is 50-0 and he did it the right way. Not beating on damn Conor McGregor. Not beating on Conor McGregor and then coming back talking about some he 50-0. That shit got an asterisk beside it, fight fans. Come on, man. I ain't the only one that's seen that. I know I ain't the only one that feel that way. That shit got an asterisk beside it like a mug, Joe. Yeah, you 50-0. Well, technically, that's supposed to have been a heavyweight record if we keeping it a buck. The 50-0 record was never meant for no other fighters outside of the heavyweight division. Fight fans. That was the record that was held by Rocky Marciano. So if that is the case, that should technically be labeled to a heavyweight, because to see a heavyweight go 49-0, go 50-0, that's a feat. That's something to see. You don't see that every day. But to see Floyd Mayweather do it, it's like he's a welterweight. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't know, once again, how much credit that he should get for that. But I just always looked at it as a heavyweight record. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about it. Salute to the fam that's pulling on up in this jump, man. Salute to my homie Last of a Dying Breed. What's up, champ? I hope all is well out there, Last of a Dying Breed. Thanks for rolling with me tonight, man. I can always count on cats like you to rock out with the homie, man. Salute to my homie Last of a Dying Breed, man. Salute. He says, yo, man, if Thurman loses this fight, he got to consider retirement. And at what point do making 47 become a problem? It's been 10 years. Hey, man, that's a great point, Last of a Dying Breed. Great point, man. You know, the thing is, man, it is so many question marks, Last of a Dying Breed, around this whole situation. What does Keith look like after 22 months on the couch? Is Keith still hungry? Like you said, he's been at this weight class his entire career. As a matter of fact, Keith came down in weight. Keith started out as a 54-pounder. Keith came down in weight. And so you do got to ask yourself, with the inactivity, sitting around and everything like that, Joe, what does Keith Thurman look like at 147? And now, if anybody paying attention, and I know most of y'all are, you would know that Eiamantis Stanionis has been just as inactive as Keith Thurman. 19 months, they saying, by the time this fight happens. Keith been out 22, Eiamantis Stanionis out 19. But the major difference here, fight fans, is the fact that Stanionis is a youngin. He's young. So it's like the inactivity may not hurt him, say, as much it will hurt a guy that's been at the weight class for over 10 years, sitting on the couch, not really fighting, not training. It may affect him a bit different. Now, I got to give it to Keith, though. After his last layoff, and he came in there against Mario Barrios, I was actually, even though I get it, fight, I know, man, that's Barrios, got you. But he still, to me, looked somewhat pretty good in the Barrios fight, even after the layoff he had going into that fight. And I got to also give it to him that the layoff leading up to the Jotacito Lopez fight. And I know everybody running around, oh, Keith got dinged up. Oh, Keith got hurt. Man, Keith dominated like every round except the round that he got hurt in. That is the biggest myth and misnomer from half attention boxing fans. Some people even run around and say that Keith lost to Jotacito Lopez, which is straight up blasphemy. I thought that Keith, after the layoff, looked pretty decent versus Jotacito Lopez. Yeah, he had a rough round where he got dinged up. Did he go down? Did he stay down? Did he get hurt and survive like he always do, fight fans? And so, I mean, Keith, though he be going through his layoffs, he does, to me, come back. No, is he coming back to the most stellar competition? No. Is he coming back to a Turns, to a Earl? No, and that's not smart to do so. But the people he's been coming back to, and we argue, well, Stanionis, he's better than, say, a Jotacito Lopez was at that point, and he's better than, I believe, Mario Barrios. You put Stanionis in the ring with Mario Barrios, I think he wipes Barrios out. So, I mean, this is a bit of maybe a higher step to a certain degree. Not to mention Stanionis has got a lot of momentum at his back right now. He's coming off the biggest wins of his career. He's coming off winning somewhat of a title for the first time in his career. He is a bit of a more maybe step up than Jotacito was and than Barrios was. Granted. But Keith, once again, normally when he's come back from those layoffs, I can't say that, oh, he looked bad, oh, he looked this, or he looked, but you know, Father Time waits for nobody. Slim, this ain't yesteryear. This could be Keith getting older. I don't know. And so it begs the question for me, last of a dying breed, of is this the last dance? And when I say last dance, homie, I don't mean like this particular fight. Like, oh, the Stanionis and Keith fight alone is the last dance. No. I mean this portion or this saga of his career. Like, is this the last hoorah? Is this the last dance? Was Keith 35 years old? His class, for the most part, has graduated and moved on. Whether they retired, whether they've moved up in weight, whether whatever, his classmates have, for the most part, moved on. Keith is like one of the last remaining veterans of elite caliber at 147 pounds. And so when I say the last dance, like, where does this dance take you, Keith? Where you gonna go, Slim? If you beat Stanionis, does this lead to Terrence? If you beat Stanionis, does this lead to Earl? If you beat Stanionis, does this lead to Boots? But either way, it has to lead somewhere, fight fans, if he's victorious. Where does it lead? Where does this dance lead? Keith cannot retire and leave the fight game, fight fans, with his career at its current point. I get it. No one's beat him from his class. He lost to a legend. But the fact of the matter is, Keith Thurman, unfortunately, fight fans, and y'all know I'm a big Keith. I like Keith. I'm heavy on Keith. But Keith Thurman, over the years, unfortunately, a little bit overplayed his hand. He did. You could say, well, Mainman, he was hurt. You could say, yo, Mainman, he was injured, or this, that, and the third. Whatever the case may be, Keith, to a certain degree, overplayed his hand. Saying statements like, Crawford ain't going nowhere. Earl ain't going nowhere. Letting those opportunities just fly away like that. Overcharging, overpricing yourself in certain fights. Not keeping active in front of your fan base. Now, the people that love Keith Thurman, unfortunately, y'all love him in silence for the most part. I know there's still a lot of Keith Thurman fans out there. People always, man, we don't like Keith. Man, miss me with that shit. There's a lot of Keith Thurman fans still out there. You're just scared to raise your head up. You just scared to raise your hand. Because you don't want nobody to know that you still support Keith, because Keith don't support you. Keith walked out. Keith left his fans on stuck. Fans out here fighting a good fight. It was Thurman Nation versus Spence Nation all day. Mainman leading the charge. And then Keith just go out and just, we don't see Keith. We don't hear from Keith. Keith don't keep us posted on nothing. He don't give two shits. He's somewhere playing flutes. Meanwhile, I got the Spence fans coming at me left and right. Where's your guy? I thought your guy was this. I thought your guy was that. Earl told him to his face he gonna stop him in 6. And all I can say was, look, Keith gonna be all right. Keith gonna be all right. Meanwhile, Keith over in the Himalayas some damn where. In the damn Himalayas, fight fans. Doing goodness knows what with flutes and baskets and snakes and shit. And it just left everybody on stuck. And so now Keith fans, unfortunately, Keith come back to the game looking for the love. Looking for where my people go. Where they at? I'm back. Keith is back on the scene. And there's no applause. There's no cheers. No one cares. A lot of Keith fans done one or two things. They either fell out of the fight game, like I said. Well, I'll say more than two things. They fell out of the fight game. They said, you know what, I'm done with boxing. I just don't want to watch it no more. I don't like Earl. I don't like the rest of these guys. I thought Keith was my guy, but he ain't. So I'm done. Boxing stinks. Or they said, you know what, I like this kid named Terrence Bud Crawford over here. He's doing everything that I've ever asked a fighter to do. He's doing everything that I hoped that Keith would have done. And not only that, he came over there and kicked Keith out the way and took his spot. And so a lot of Keith fans became Bud fans. And the rest that were left, well, y'all the ones that are supporting in silence. Between Keith's fans walking out of the sport, Bud stealing his fans, and the rest are scared to let their head up, where is everybody? And that's what Keith is at. And so I say to myself, Keith, you can't leave your career like this, Holmes. You done some good things in your career, man. You was the first name on PBC that was actually damn a star. They made you the first star. You were the first star. You were the first. And now it's like, bro, we don't know where it's going to end. So what does this mean, fight fans? Now, Keith Thurman is forced to stay at the class because all of his classmates, and Sean Porter, who's retired, Danny Garcia is all the way up there, damn near 160 pounds right now. And he's looking for one last checkout fight, then he's out of the door. Meanwhile, Bud Crawford is doing all-time great type shit, where he's looking to conquer classes, become undisputed, and Keith, you got nothing. There's no sizzle on your name right now. You don't got a belt around your waist. Terrence Crawford got things to do. I would love to see Bud fight you. Lord knows. I've called for the fight, but Bud Crawford don't want to hear nothing about it. You see what he came out and said to the fans? He let it be known. Mainman and the rest of the fans, I'm not interested. I got things to do. Tim Tszyu got a country behind him. He got belts. Charlo talking about he got 3 belts. He wanted to do something for Undisputed. Canelo was a huge money fight. When Earl Spence Jr. Well, Earl Spence Jr. is on what? Date night number 20. So I don't know what he's going to do. But meanwhile, Terrence Crawford got shit to do, man. And he ain't got time to be fucking with you, Keith, because you got nothing. You got no sizzle, no flair, no nothing. All you got is a recipe for ravioli. Talking about some stick your fork in that. That's all I'm saying, Chant. I'm just saying, like, Keith, you gotta win some shit back. And there ain't an interview that you can do. You can't run to Brian Custer. You cannot run to any of the fight hubs and the fight hypes. You can't run to them and do great interviews, and the whole fans are going to be like, yes. You can't do it, bro. It's not going to work. The young fans that are coming into the sport nowadays, they're infatuated with Tank Davis and Devin and all of the youngest, you know, Richardson, Hitchison. Like, there's a whole, that generation is looking to the youngsters. Shakur, Gary Antoine Russell, the future phenom known as Gary Antoine Russell. They looking at those fighters, so the youngsters ain't looking at you. So who is looking at Keith? No one's beat him, fight fans. Keith is losing the fight not because of how bad of a fighter that he is. He's literally losing because of how disgusted fans have been with him. That's why he's losing, unfortunately. So Keith, fans so disgusted, they're coming up with narratives that may not be true. Oh, I don't like Keith because, you know, Keith didn't fight in 6 years. And, you know, he just, what has he ever done? Keith has never even done anything. Has he ever had a belt? That's how the youngsters talk about you. What has he won? Who has he beat? They don't remember the Porter fight. They don't remember the Danny fight. They don't remember the Diego Chavez fights. I remember them. Sure, I'm a boxing aficionado. I do this all the time. But the new fans that's pouring in, they don't know you, Keith. And the sands of time is burying your name. And so my question is, fight fans, as a Keith Thurman supporter myself, I can't do it alone though. And I don't even know if I can revive this band right here, man. Mainman got a lot of powers if I press hard. But at the end of the day, this horse right here, I don't know if he's still there. And Lord knows I don't want to be the dead horse. And so I asked the question, fam, of is this the last dance? And if so, where does the dance go? Listen. Well, I'm going to go to a comment or two before I keep pushing. Hold on. Salute to you all that's coming on up in here, man. Hit that thumbs up for me, fight fans. And salute to my homie Ascended Awakening that's up in here. Ascended Awakening, what's up with you? Chilling, man. Thurman should fight Boots. Hey, Ascended Awakening, I'm with you 100%. My guess, bro, if he don't got Bud, if Bud is gone in 54, and Earl is gone in 54, and Earl's looking at a whole nother path, he has no choice. Does he? Is there anybody else? He has no choice. But let me ask this question. And this is the question that I'm going to keep on asking until I get some resolution. And I don't give a damn how many interviews he does, Bozy does. I don't give a shit about none of that, fight fans. These words in boxing means nothing. Stop running. A lot of words that be said in action speaks louder than words. It's what they do, not what they say. And with Jerome Boots Ennis, as much as I love what he does inside that ring, a damn good fighter. But I'm going to hold Boots to the fire. When the hell is Boots going to pull up? I'm sick of this talk, bro. Y'all want to talk this Boots talk? Let's talk Boots. And y'all know I rock with Boots. But Boots is be talking, bro. And I'm getting a little sick of it. You've been on Showtime all of them years. You couldn't land one of these dudes. Cool. All right, you're young. We understand it. They see you as a threat. They don't want to go in there. But Boots, what do you do to apply pressure? What does Boots really do? Have you ever seen Boots ringside at any of these fights? Meanwhile, Demetrius Andrade and other fighters who trying to get big fights, they got to push up on fighters and run up on. Meanwhile, Boots don't do shit. All he do is sit in Philly, talk about what Steven Espinosa is supposed to be doing, but you never see him pulling up. You never see no action. You never see him face to face with nobody. Boots is all Boots, and it's getting boring. It's getting freaking boring, fight fans. You content creators keep covering tracks. You want to keep because you want to be invested. I get it, but bro, let's hold these dudes' feet to the fire. What are they really doing? Y'all don't want to have that conversation. That conversation is never good for views, man. You should know better than that. It's never good. But what is Boots doing? That's all I want to know. Well, man, they don't want to fight him. Is he applying any pressure? And if you say yes, give me the time and date. What video? Have he pulled up on anybody? Has he rushed it, or has he been in Philly in the gym talking to his favorite interviewer about how many offers that he sent around the world that we know nothing about? He supposedly sent the offer to Bud until Bud pulled his card and told him what offer. And he had, well, you know, we send offers. That's what we do. We send offers. We're offer senders. But Bud Crawford put the pressure on him. He couldn't tell you what the offer was at, who sent it or where. Bud says, he said that they sent it years ago. Bud looking at him like, what? Years ago? Who the hell were you? Who the hell were you? So y'all don't like to ask these type questions. Boots, you was Showtime, homie. Showtime had all of the fighters and you didn't land one. And now we're sitting here asking where you going. So as much as Thurman and Boots makes perfect sense, because though Thurman has wasted a lot of time and his class is gone, Boots has literally ran in place in his boots. Tell me I'm lying, fight fans, because I got proof. Somebody please type those words. I'll look for it in the comment section. Tell me online. Have you ever saw Boots pull up on anybody? No, man, I can't recall. I can't recall one video. I can't think of one. You know what? Man. Yeah, you know what? 2 years ago. Oh no. I'm thinking about somebody else. That wasn't Boots. So is Boots going to ever pull up? That's all I'm saying. Keith ain't got to pull up on Boots, fight fans. Keith ain't got to go hunt young Boots down. Boots ain't got a belt. No one knows him. Keith ain't got to run after Boots. Meanwhile, Boots is not running after Keith or Earl. Well, he did call Earl out. That's the only call out that I will honestly say. He called Earl out right to his face when Earl goes to Boots fight. Boots ain't never been to an Earl fight. But Earl goes to Boots fight, and then Boots calls out Earl ringside. Ain't that how that went, fight fans? Well, Boots ain't got a driver's license around this bitch. He don't know nobody with a boat, a train, a bike, or nothing that he could pull up to a fight. I'm sorry, Philly. I love Boots. I do. But I hold Boots' feet to the fire like everyone else. And I'm sick and tired of the talk, especially when it's only a verbal agreement. I'm sick of verbal agreements that he got with Showtime that kept him from jumping off the porch. I know y'all don't like to hear that. Lord knows I know y'all don't. But I just want to ask that question. When Keith tried to get a fight with Turns, he went all around interviewing with everybody. When he thought he was going to get the fight with Earl, look, he took less money. He took not for the belts. He got disrespected, all the shit, but he took the fight. And he was vocal in trying to get those fights. Meanwhile, Boots is sitting around getting money slid up under the table. And so he ain't tripping off fighting the hardest competition. Oh, let's not talk too much truth here. The Showtime Protection Program, fight fans. Oh, what I like to call it. What do y'all call it? Let me see what the fam talking about. Salute to my bro. My G is up in here. I should have known that my main man was up in here. Muhammad Tola. What's up, G? Hope all is well, champ. Hope all is well. Salute to my homie Black Ham TV up in here too, man. Salute to your Black Ham. Hope all is well, champion. Muhammad Tola says, yo, both fighters need a win, but Thurman needs to be spectacular to remain relevant. Absolutely. And Muhammad, bro, it's like me and you be on the same wavelength like crazy, because that's exactly how I was going to bring this thing full circle. It's not about what you do in interviews, Keith. It's not about this. It's about you got to get in there. You got to get in there and get the job done in spectacular fashion. And that is the most powerful tool that you can do. There isn't no interview or anything that will give you the momentum that a dominant victory over Eiamantis Stanionis, winning the WBA regular championship. You may say, well, man, it's the regular smegular. Got you. But at the end of the day, he going in, he dominate this young kid who everyone sees he's undefeated. He's hitting hard. He's getting good wins. And keep going in, dominate this kid. Well, let's start. That's a good start. That's a damn good start. Winning is everything for Keith. The better you look, the more momentum you get, the higher the pressure goes, the more attention you get from the other fighters. And then who knows? Maybe Bud wakes up and says, you know what? Damn. Keith put in a hell of a performance. Fans think he back. Fans think he the guy again. Maybe I should look at Keith. Especially if you get in there and get the win over Stanionis, dominate his ass, stomp your feet in the middle of that ring, draw a line and say, I dare somebody cross it. Talk your shit, Keith. That's what you got to do. You got to go in there and you got to win no matter what. You look spectacular, and that will be the most potent thing that you can do. You need momentum. And the best way to get momentum is to get the win. That's how you do it. It's just like my main man, Gary Antoine Russell, the future phenom. I can't sit around right now, right, and say, "Oh my God, Gary, I could do that. I could do." Yeah, y'all would hear me, but y'all ain't gonna hear me until my main man gets some more momentum, and that's all I'm waiting on. Because when that day happen, I'm going straight at Devin, and I'm going straight at all of them, Tank included. When Gary Antoine Russell get this momentum that we need, I'm telling you, it's gonna be full steam ahead, fight fans, and y'all know I'm that iceberg that sink Titanics. I'm going straight at him. But I can't do it unless he has momentum. And Keith, that's what you need, Holmes. You got to go in there and get this win. And you got to look spectacular. If you half-ass it, if you squeak by, if it's a controversial decision in any sort of way, I don't think that's going to be enough to push Keith to where he needs to be pushed. And I know a lot of y'all out there may say, "Yo, main man," but nobody beat him. Granted, it's a special case. But the fact is, man, he got to look spectacular, everybody. He has to. That's the only way he's going to get his name back. And it's the only way. It's the only way people going to take him serious. I don't care what haircut he comes with. I don't care if he grows the ponytail back. I don't care what new flute he buys. None of that matters. The man has to win in spectacular fashion against this Stanionis cat. Salute to my homie Rick Swords up in here. Hey, Rick, what's up, man? Chilling, champ. What's up with you, man? He say, "Yo, once again, it's on." Man, all day. You all ready, fam? My man right there been motivating the hell out of me, man. Salute to my homie Rick Swords, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Muhammad told us his Thurman went from a one time to run time to once upon a time. So this fight is a do or die for him. That's crazy, bro. I find it to be so crazy. This dude ain't got 4 or 5 losses. This dude ain't got a lot of bad performances. None of that. That's how we talk about fighters who are at the end of the road. Keith still kind of got it all together. It's just this. He's literally in this position because of fans being disgusted with him. I don't think I've ever seen this in a fight game. I don't think I've ever seen this in the fight game of no fighter. Can y'all recall a fighter who basically most boxing fans turned their back on without really being a bum or being like somebody that's not up top of the, top of the food chain fighter? Have you ever seen anything like this? Literally, he did it to himself. And I want to know how this ends. I want to know where this goes. Can Keith win good enough to maybe raise the pressure on Earl or turn to, or maybe get Danny to look back and say, maybe I'll try it again? Could Keith do that? Or should he just say, forget it, forget my classmates, let them go and do whatever they're going to go do, and I'll just worry about these young boys down here. I'll deal with Stanionis, I'll deal with Boots, I'll look at Virgil. And Keith will be like the oldest dude down at 147. Off his Nonito Donaire type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to resurge his career going against the young boys. Is that the dance? Is that the way we going? That's going to be a tough fucking road, bro. It's going to be a tough road. Rick says, "Yo, man, I grew up on Tommy Hearns. Thurman never had my attention." Damn, bro, you can't say though when he was unified. He was unified, bro. And he at once upon a time coming off being watched by millions on regular TV, turning around, wiping out Porter, wiping out Danny, then wiping out Porter. I mean, that's when Keith was just like, shit. Even up into the Pacquiao fight, like, though people were kind of losing their love for Keith around that time, heavy, because Keith was off the scene for so long. Still, it was just like, if he would have did that, Joe, he would have either been the biggest hero or the biggest villain in the sport. Probably the biggest villain, more than likely. They had the Pacquiao fans mad at him and have the Earl fans mad at him. That's Texas and the Philippines. Man, that's millions of people pissed off at Keith right there. I don't know, bro. I mean, Keith was the dude, man. He was the dude. And the same things that he didn't give us certain fights, mainly Earl Spence, stood away. And then we turn around and see Earl do the same shit to Terrence Crawford, which lets me know it's out of the PBC playbook. It's out of the PBC playbook. Deal, what's up with you, champ? DIL 87 up in here. He doing that flashy pad work, looks good and all, but starts talking some shit while you doing that. Who you talking about, Boots? Yeah, Boots need to start talking a little more, bro. He need to start talking a little more. Deal says, yo, man, go to Keith's gym like Crawford went into Benavidez's gym, workout, talking shit. Facts, bro. Let's say big facts. That's what I'm talking about. Have you ever seen Boots do any of that? Or do y'all do it for him out here? Same way y'all do Tank with this baby and crap. Well, this is what he meant. This is what he would do. Y'all know everything. Meanwhile, fighters are sitting at home in their water beds laughing at y'all asses. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even do that, but I'm glad he said it. I'm glad he said that for me. Y'all need to stop, bro. Stop with the hype train crap. What is Boots doing? Pull up, Holmes. Matter of fact, for Thurman and Stanionis, if Boots is not in the audience, we got a problem. I'm going to be 100 with y'all, and I'm going to be watching for that fight, fan. I think we all should. If Jerome Boots Ennis is not at Keith and Stanionis, champ, especially with the star power of that card, and it's the last card, and it's the 100th event or 100th boxing card at the MGM, all of these, festivities and all of this celebration going on in Vegas on December the 9th. If Jerome Boots Ennis ain't there speaking specifically towards Keith Thurman, we got a problem. Well, man, he don't have to do that. He's Boots Ennis. Then what the hell does he got to do? He got to do more than just giving interviews and shit. Just sitting him and his daddy sitting around just giving the same interview over and over again. You got to do more. He is Keith Thurman. You need Keith more than Keith needs Boots. That's the thing that y'all need to understand. So Boots got to step it up, champ. You got to step it up, man. You got to step it up. Boots need to get on his let's go champ shit like Shannon Briggs does, agitating and pressuring fighters to fight him. I couldn't agree with you more. I could not agree with you more. Oh, man, he's not that way. He's not that kind of person, He doesn't do that. Well, somebody better do it. Look at my main man, Bud Crawford. When y'all say he couldn't talk or he's not a big crash talker, what did he do? He put Bernie out there. Bernie will do it. Boots better do something. Other than that, because this is singing to me, he just sitting around waiting on easy money to fall from Steven Espinosa's pocket. That's what it seemed like to me. Tell me I'm lying, fight fans. I'm saying. If Boots wants Crawford attention, he knows what to do. Talk shit on social media, run a nonstop insult campaign on Crawford. Damn well it's going to get under Bud's skin. Facts. But look what happened the last time he got under Bud's skin. Bud put him on Front Street. Bud put him right there on Front Street and had his man call him up and all. They put him on Front Street. And they tried to come back and cover that up with some crap that they did of letting parts of the conversation. I don't know. Wallow and Gilly did some bam ass shit trying to cover up for Boots. Y'all need to stop it, bro. Stop trying to cover for Boots. Let's see Boots do something for himself. That's all I'm saying, fight fans. We require this of every damn fighter. But Boots ain't got to do it. Why? Because the content creator is going to make a video every day talking for him. Stop the dumb shit. You dig? Ascended Awakening says, yo, man, I got faith in Keith. He could beat Pac. I think that Pac was on some energy and punch resistance was OP. Well, you know, the drug testing in that joint was real sketchy, but you ain't hear that from me. You ain't hear that from me. It was sketchy, shawty. It was etch and sketch. Word is that the drug test came from some test strips that they ordered off of Amazon or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, that was a real iffy performance, man. And I got really embarrassed that night, champ. But the video should still stand here on YouTube. I got really embarrassed that night because I had the fam over at the crib and we had a big old fight gathering that night. And I'm betting everybody in that joint. You know what I'm saying? I got money all over the floor, all over the place. I lost big that night fucking with Keith. Everybody like, oh, I thought you said Keith was this. That's when I was riding hard with Keith and Keith went in there and lost to Pacquiao, bro. That was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing. You know what I mean? Muhammad told us his Keith problem is he didn't use the momentum that he had after the Porter and Garcia fights. Now all of the fans remember is the loss to Pacquiao and the so-so performance against Jotacito. That is big facts, Muhammad told him. And that's scary. That's why I'm really wondering where is his career going to eventually, like, where does it land? If Terrence and Earl leave, where is it landing? There's nobody there. There's no more like veterans or who, unless Pacquiao come back and give him a rematch. Well, Pacquiao won't come out of return. Come on, he did just lose a Floyd fight, perhaps, right? Allegedly. Maybe he comes back and fight Keith, give Keith a run back. Pacquiao, what is Pacquiao, like 52 years old or something like that? I don't know, man. So what's the chances y'all are giving Keith versus Stanionis? Now, I've already did the video. Y'all check my last video I did for those who missed it. And we covered a bit of their styles in the video, speaking about what I think that they're going to have to worry about from each other. I do think that Keith has the edge over Stanionis for sure. I think that the things that give Stanionis his problems, it's almost like that Earl Spence and Crawford conversation. The things that give Stanionis problems is the things that Keith do very well. And that is striking from the outside, striking hard, getting in and getting out. Stanionis don't like that. Stanionis is a stalker. He will stalk you. Don't get it twisted. But he will not swing. He will not put no pepper on his shots until he's within certain ranges. And when he's on the outside, if he's left to the outside all night, it's almost like he's a fish out of water out there. He becomes a jabber and a mover and a mover and a jabber, but that big left hook disappears. Those uppercuts that he likes to throw on the inside, they disappear on the outside. And Keith has the ability, if the legs are still there, fight fans, of course. But Keith has the ability to beat him from the outside and beat him with hard shots. And I believe that Stanionis sometimes gets into a reactionary posture outside so much where Keith can rack up the rounds. As long as he keeps the fight on the outside in the early goings of that fight, he could throw enough rounds in the bank at that portion of the fight. Now, Stanionis is going to be pushing on Keith. He's going to look to try to get to that inside. He's going to look to try to get to that bread basket. We all know that. And Keith cannot give it to him under any circumstances. Don't try to be macho about it. Don't try to be mano a mano and prove to the world that, oh man, my core is strong. I don't want to see none of that, Joe. I don't want to see none of that. Use your legs, use your lateral movement, and use your outside striking ability, where you loads up and you time those big shots real good from the outside. That's what Keith needs. If Stanionis can, he's got to use his youth more so than anything. And he's got to put more speed in his feet. He's got to, because Keith bounces when he moves. Keith is not just a regular move. He bounces. Like he's bouncing like a fucking kangaroo or something. You know what I'm saying? So you got to speed up Stanionis. And you got to corner Keith and you got to chop him down. That's not going to be easy because Keith gives incoming fire. A lot of it. You go to the Jotacito Lopez, man. He was just piecing Jotacito up, bro. He was piecing him up, man, from the outside, just launching in on him. Even in the Barrios case, I think in Barrios' case, Barrios kind of surprised Keith with how big and strong that he was at 47. And I don't think Keith saw that coming. I think Keith literally thought that he had a 40-pounder moving up that he can rough up, look good against, maybe get a stoppage, get that momentum rolling again that we're talking about. That's what I think that was in his plans. But Barrios came in huge, and he was hard to put down. Look at what Ugas just went through. Barrios is really filling out at 47. This is the real Mario Barrios, and I'm glad to see that, because what happened against him versus Tank Davis, and that was unfortunate. That was a messed up thing. They drained that kid, bro. Caught him on his way moving up and snatched his ass back down. The shit that y'all run around here and cheer like it's the greatest thing in the fucking world. So I'm glad to see Barrios now fighting at his right weight, the way he's supposed to been fighting, not just being used as some pawn because he got a fan base and he's Aztec and all of that stuff. He was being used, man. And now they finally got him on the right track and fighting the way he's supposed to be fighting. So that's good for Mario Barrios. But at the end of the day, when Keith fought him, Keith really thought he had that 40-pound in there, man. But he still went hard, man. He still went hard. So I just really believe that Keith has the edge in this fight. And I think that Stanionis definitely got his hands filled, man. He got his hands full. But Ken Stan, and you're right, bro. You're 100% right, DIL. He's a great body puncher. That's concerning. He is a great body puncher. He's a really good body, and he's fast on the inside, too. And that's something that Keith should be heavily concerned about. And he got a good little set of whiskers on him. But the thing is, Keith got experience over this kid by leaps and bounds. What is it? Stanionis got like 13 fights? We like 13-0 or some shit. So Keith has the experience gap over this kid by leaps and bounds. And I almost say, like I said, I think the inactivity may hurt Keith more than it may hurt Stanionis due to age. But that's the one good thing that Keith kind of got going for him, is that Slim, you could say I'm inactive, but he is too. If Stanionis would have been fighting all through this year, even though the Virgil Ortiz fight fell through for him, but if he would have still been fighting, still kind of, fresh and still kind of ready to go, then I would have been like, I don't know, that's tough. But he ain't been fighting. So I don't know, man. I'm a favor Keith heavy in this fight, man. I just hope that he can look spectacular doing it. And doing it over a Stanionis will speak volumes, bro. Volumes to me. I know y'all may say, well, man, Stanionis 13. At the end of the day, he's undefeated. Once again, he's one of the stronger fighters at 147. There ain't many people that are better than Stanionis at 147. 147 is not what he used to be. And I think that this would be a real pretty good damn win if Keith can pull this out. You know what I mean? Muhammad Hamatola says, yo, Keith's chances versus Stanionis depend on his hunger and his pride to silence his critics. That's true. That's very, very true. He want to dig deep, bro. We're going to have to definitely see the old Keith pop up, man. We're going to have to see the old Keith pop up. You know what I mean? It may be too much rust on Keith to be in sync, and Stan may put Keith in the van. A medical van. That's fucked up. Nah, man. I don't see that, bro. That'd be something. Then that would be literally how the dance ends. And that would be the worst thing in the world, Joe. That'd be almost heartbreaking. If Keith's career ended like that, like you saying, the Ascended Awakening, well, your man getting carried out in a stretcher in the ambulance or something, and that's like one of the last things that we see of Keith, oh my goodness. Man, you can forget Hall of Fame, any of that shit. All that shit is out the window. I'm being 100. People gonna get amnesia. If Mainman Mademan ain't out here doing videos telling y'all what Keith did 5 years ago, people gonna forget. And ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Man, I don't want to care what he did 5 years ago. Who cares? I mean, we're worried about Tank Davis. Oh, I don't want to see that fight, fans. That would break my boxing heart. to see Keith get carried out in some damaging way, bro. And he ain't even, bro, that his career can't finish like that, bro. Not being disgusted, not the fans being disgusted at him, and him getting carried out by Stanionis, bro. That would just be just the thought of it, bro. Like, damn. Bro, this is a pivotal fight for Keith Thurman. This is perhaps one of his most important fights of his career, now that I think about it. Keith, you got to win this, man. You got to win this. Look at this here. I like this. Good insight right here. DIL 87. Stanionis' amateur record, 141-19. Plenty of experience coming in as a pro. No. Not amateur experience. I mean big fight experience, bro. I go back to Keith. Keith got a zillion amateur fights. That's not what we're talking about. There's a thick line, not thin. There's a thick line between the amateurs and the pros. There's people that have been shitty amateurs that have been Hall of Fame pros. I mean, real spill. Guys in the amateur ranks can't do nothing, but they get into the pros and they're freaking phenoms. No. I mean, big fight experience. And Stanionis doesn't have it. Keith has been in front of Pacquiao's. He's been on pay-per-views. He's been in front of millions of people on regular television. The lights have been bright for Keith over the years, and he's fought well under those bright lights. We don't know that about Stanionis. One time definitely needs a knockout. What's this decision after the decision shit? Go for the knockout. Hey, bro, the knockout is set it off. Hey, Slim, you want to set it off? That's how you set it off. You want that momentum back? Keith get a knockout. We get Keith back in the conversation. If Keith stops Stanionis, we can get Keith back. There's a route then. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, even a decision when I wonder how the fans are going to treat him if he just like barely eats by. They're not going to give him that love, champ. They are not. Fans are just like, he is on the shit list of so many fans, bro. And keep in mind, fight fans, outside of the Earl Spence Jr. fans, the only reason that he's on people's shit list is because of how disgusted they are with him. Not because he's a bad fighter, because they were pissed off that they supported Keith for so long, only to see Keith walk out at the time, at the most pivotal time, when Earl was coming up, when Terrence was coming up. Now at the time when it's the most crucial, Keith is nowhere to be found. That's what disgusted people, Joe. This is a fight where the lights will shine bright, says T. I couldn't agree with you more. That may be a huge thing against Stanionis. I mean, the lights might get a little too bright for him. You know, especially being inactive, he can overtrain. You can undertrain. I mean, however it go. You don't know how a person is going to perform under the bright lights. And this is going to be a huge night. Everybody going to be there, Joe. Everybody going to be watching. You know Al going to be watching. This is the last show of Showtime. Everybody going to be watching. Floyd going to be watching. The boxing world as a whole. See, this card is going to become so synonymous because, I'm telling you, the last show on Showtime, don't know when we're going to see PBC again or whenever they're going to find a new home or whatever going to happen. We don't know. All of the uncertainty is going to be left in the air. All we do know is that we're going to have that moment on December the 9th when pretty much all of PBC more than likely is going to be there. This is going to be huge. And so this is the moment to shine. Will it be too much for Stanionis? Will it not be? Will he embrace it and say, this is my time. This is my moment. It happens like that. We know how the natural order of the fight game works, everybody. Sometimes you do get the aging veteran that just as good as he once was. Well, there's a young boy that just came up that just got his number. Will this be that type of changing of the guard? Stanionis gets a win over Keith Thurman. Stanionis gets skyrocketed to the top. Hear me, fight fan. You hear that, Boots? Boots, do you hear that? How the hell does Stanionis beats Thurman? He gets skyrocketed to the top over Boots. I'm just saying. That card is going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing, man. And I'm really, really appreciative of it from everything I'm hearing. I'm not a big fan of the Danny Garcia Laura fight, I will admit, because I don't like what's going on with Laura. But clearly Laura must be with it. I mean, and this is the route that they got to go, because there's nothing at 160 for Erislandy Laura outside of Jamal Charlo or maybe even Carlos Adames. But Carlos Adames is not going to risk his positioning to go and face Erislandy or try to fight Erislandy Laura. I think he likes the position he's in the WBC. But I'm not a big fan of that card, but that fight, but it's still part of a whole, like, just if that's going to be part of something else, then that's cool with me. I mean, I guess I'm cool with it. And it's going to be unfortunate what's going to happen between, because that's the same night as Devin and Regis, man. Like, that shit going to get pulled out. But look here, fight fans. For anyone that's looking at this and saying, oh, they hating on Devin. Oh, they're doing this at the same time as, look here, man. The competition is not Devin. Devin is just a spoke on the wheel in this shit. The competition is the zone. If y'all haven't figured it out by now, PBC don't fuck with the zone, period. Anything that they can do to make the zone have a headache, they're going to do it. It's as simple as that. That's why when stuff was coming out about them maybe going to the zone, I'm just scratching my head like, does anybody know that the arch nemesis of Premier Boxing Champions is the zone? They can't stand them peoples, bro. And of course they're going to put on events at the same time. They're going to skunk the event if they can. But it ain't got nothing to do with Devin. It's just that Devin decided to go over there to the zone. So this is how it's going to go. But I'm going to tell you straight like this. I'm not missing this PBC card for shit. I'm not going to miss the Devin fight. Of course not. That's a great fight. I'm not going to miss that fight either. But I got to admit, priority is going to be going to that Showtime card for me. It's the last card. I might not see that Showtime broadcast ever again. My attention going over there, bro. You know what I mean? Salute to my homie Lewis Coleman, man. Lewis, what's up, Lewis? Here go a Keith Thurman fan right here. You know what I mean? I know my main man loving some Keith Thurman, man. What is this going to do, bro? Is this dance going to continue to go? Or will this be the last dance, Lewis? Lewis says, yo, man, I don't care. I'm rolling with the final level until the final level. That's what I'm talking about, Lewis. I like how you talking, bro. Loyalty. Shit, man. How rare is that nowadays? You talking that real, bro. Ride with them till the wheels fall off. I just want to know where the story's going. I just want to look. Let me ask y'all this. If Keith beats Stanionis, and let's just say, I don't know. Somehow, some way, the boxing gods give us Keith versus Boots, and Keith beat Boots. Could Keith at that point retire a happy man, despite the fact of not being able to land Terrence or Earl? Which, that's tough. You beat Boots, but how did they resist that fight? I don't know. But will Keith's story be redeemed if he beats on the younger fighters? Would you then sit back and say, you know what? Keith is really still that dude. He's a great fighter. He's done some great things. And he should be in the Hall of Fame because he's been unified. He beat Boots and he beat Stanionis. And I'm not saying yes or no way either way. I'm asking it as a question. Would you then look at Keith with favor? Like, would you then put him in a good light if he gets through those two fights? And I think that I would. If Keith can, I guess, take over 147 again, somehow, some way, whether taking the young fighter route, even though Jerron Boots Ennis ain't doing nothing but waiting on Steven Espinoza to send him some waiting for a fight to fall out of the sky or some shit. I don't know what Boots is doing. He's just sitting back waiting for fights to fall out of the sky. Like everyone's going to fight him. Meanwhile, you stuck in the IBF and got nobody to fight. Everybody talking about Boots coming back on the card. We don't even know who he's fighting. He's short notice Boots. Everybody he fight is on short notice. Oh yeah, he just told this dude 2 weeks ago he's gonna fight him. He's short notice Boots. And I get it. No one wants to fight the threatening Boots. But damn, man, with all of that boxing power you got from Espinoza, who's basically running show, you signed directly to Espinoza. You signed directly to Showtime. You didn't even have to. You should have had more priority than anybody over there. Espinoza could have told PBC an hour to go jump in. If my guy don't get no fight, the fight that we want, none of these dudes ain't getting no fight. He could have bossed up like that. But we didn't see none of that happen because Earl Spence finessed your ass and you let them do it. I don't get this. Tell me I'm lying, fight fans. So, I mean, look, man, I mean, I don't know. But at the end of the day, man, since Boots is just waiting on the fight, if Keith Thurman, if he can conquer these fights, man, will he get his redemption back? And it's a really, really good question when you think about it, man. A really good question. Derek Bradley says, I don't even know if Thurman can beat Porter or Garcia again. Damn. This is where the fans is. This is where their belief is with Keith. They don't think that he can beat his way out of a brown paper bag right now. Everyone has forgot everybody. Hey, Lewis, I'm telling you, Mo, they have forgot. Everyone has forgotten about Keith. The youngsters don't even pay him no attention. To them, they laugh at Keith. What has Keith done? Meanwhile, they holding up guys like Rolly and shit. Like, Keith can't mess with Rolly. That's the youngsters. The veterans, man, I'm sick and tired of Keith. I'm sick and tired of he ain't fighting nobody. He's just talking, and they don't want to hear. You know how someone, when they get a little too older, their patience gets short. Older folks got short patience, and younger folks got short attention spans. You mix the two together, and Keith, people are walking away from you like in droves. No one believes, no one remembers. And so I need you to go in there, Keith, and get the job did, man. Stop this little dude. But Stanionis really believes that it's his time. It's his time, man. Boots is waiting for the end times. Big facts. I don't know. Hey, yo, man, it's like everybody fighting, man. But hell, even Stanionis had landed Virgil Ortiz before we talking about Keith. So hold up. Fight fans, y'all, you mean to tell me a guy from Lithuania, a dude from Lithuania can come over here at the same age as Boots now? He's not directly signed to Showtime. He's just part of the PBC crew, and he's already getting much. He's taking all the Boots fights. He almost took Virgil, and then he took Keith. Tell me I'm lying, fight fans. And I'm supposed to say what about Boots? You can't make this shit up, bro. This is why I gotta make a lot of respect for Eiamantis Stanionis. This dude literally he crossed the street somehow, some way, and they were literally setting up 2 Virgil Ortiz fights. How did he pull that? He got the WBA regular, cool, but his name and Boots, if you can ask me stateside, I'd say Boots got more momentum behind his name. But yet Boots ain't getting these fights. He's stuck in the IBF looking at a brick wall. Meanwhile, Stanionis out here making moves. Oh, man. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just action speaks louder than words with me, fight. That's just the number one thing. I don't care what these fighters say no more because most of it is lies. I don't give a damn about it. You got to be shown. I got to see right before my eyes who you are and what you are against the top talent. That's the only way I'm getting measures. I don't care what these dudes say. Something ain't right with that boot situation. I don't know if they holding him back. I don't know if they think he's not ready yet, or something ain't stirring Kool-Aid over there, man. How is Stanionis getting these fights and Boots not? All right. I guess I'm the only one that's just looking at it that way. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just tripping, fight fans. Maybe I'm just tripping. Muhammad Tola says, yo, Espinoza was taking his time with Boots and didn't know that the big bosses were already giving up on boxing. Moral of the story, don't waste time. Never waste time. Never. Time is the most precious thing in the world. And you're right. They wasted a lot of time, bro. They wasted a lot of time. What makes this so bad is that Steven Espinoza was real complicit and looking at PBC run a finesse game on Boots, looking at PBC not giving him Earl Spence, who Boots was the mandatory for goodness knows how long. You know what I'm saying? Like Boots become the mandatory, they act like it didn't even exist. And Steven Espinoza applied no sort of pressure whatsoever other than just lip service. Oh, well, you know what, Boots, we tried. You know, they just don't want to do it. So I don't know. Shock Rom. Who's Shock Rom dude? Shock Rom. What do you think about the Shock Rom dude? Shock Rom. Shock Rom. Why does that sound like sounds familiar? Shock Rom. Gotta jog my memory a little bit on that, bro. It's been a long week. I don't know what he waiting on, bro. Oh, he waiting for the sky to crack, man. I don't know, man. Hey, Rick says, yo, man, Boots is Benny Blanco from the Bronx. He ain't been with made guys, man. Facts. He been with Kern. But meanwhile, he wanna fight Bud though. I like it. Boots wanna fight Bud. Meanwhile, Stanionis taking all of the good fights at 47 that you should be thinking about. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. We about to wrap this on up, fight fans. I like to see Boots deal with Butayev. That'd be a good fight. I like that fight. I like Boots versus Butayev. He better do something before Gary Antoine Russell gets up there. I know that much. But Boots versus Butayev, that'll be something. But at this point, bro, he got to. Whoever the opponent, he's got to step it up in caliber. It has to be someone more recognizable, man. He needs to be on there with Steven Espinoza, like, yo, bro, hold on to you keep your money. Get me a name. Everybody's fighting names except Boots. Hell, even Gary Antoine Russell fought former champions. He fought former champions. Francis Bartholomew and Victor Postu. Those are more recognizable names than anybody on Boots' resume. What is he doing, fight fans? That's all I'm asking. Now, I didn't ask this last year or the year before that. I just rolled with the flow. Like, yeah, he's getting ready. He's getting better. He's just, coming through the ranks. And so, but yo, this story is getting boring and it's getting old. I've been telling that story for years now. Meanwhile, I'm looking at Devin, I'm looking at Tank, I'm looking at Shakur, I'm looking at all of the kids, I'm looking at Gary Antoine, I'm looking at all of the younger folks. Stanionis. Everybody getting what they want except Boots. Somebody make some sense of this, champ. I don't understand. G. Jones says Keith was a bad man a few years ago. He got to look at this like his last stand. I agree with you 100%. Keith got to put everything into this next run, this next string of fights, wherever it may lead him. He must put his all into it, man. You cannot sporadically, come back and love boxing and leave. And another thing, boxing fans' stems are so short with Keith Thurman. If he comes back and fight, then go on another hiatus, that will be his undoing. I'm telling you right now. Even though I don't know if he can get any lower on the charts than he kind of is right now, but bro, I mean, people are really not gonna have no appetite for Keith, bro. If he goes in there, gives us a fight with Stanionis, and then we don't hear and see from Keith another year, man, stick a fork in this shit. Stick a fork in this shit. That's all I'm saying. So I'm hoping that Keith takes this run and finishes his career the right way. And it all begins with a good, spectacular, preferably dominant performance versus Eiamantis Stanionis. And that's a tall task because he is strong. And he got a strong freaking core, a little bag of muscles, fight fans. And I actually been looking, I would say, I figured that we were going to get this fight now for the last month or so. I've been saying it on the stream. And this is going to be a uphill climb for Keith for sure, but he's going to have to bring his A game. And I just want to see how his career is going to end, man. Real spill, fam. Real spill. He's another boo-boo Andre, says Lewis Coleman. Boots is another boo-boo Andre. Oh, man. Yeah, bro. Hey, Boots got like 2 more years tops. I'm going to tell you right now. We don't get a big name within these next. I would hope that we would. Especially with, Boots' future being so bright. And, I hope he can go somewhere, find him a new home and everything. But he got about a 2-year window before he's currently at a point where he definitely needs the name. He needs the name. But if he don't give us one within this 2-year window, bro, Boots is going to get left in the dust. By that point, he's going to have to deal with Gary Antoine Russell. And good luck with that. Because Gary is coming for Boots. He has the cheat code, fight fans. Boots Ennis Nation. As much love I got for Boots, me and y'all got a date in the future. We have a date in the future. Gary Antoine Russell got the cheat code. You better keep him as far away from Gary Antoine Russell as possible. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Real spill. Dirk said, he said, yo, look, man, I feel like I know Boots Pops better than I know Boots. You know Bozy better than you know Boots. All the interviews and shit. Big facts, man. They interview more than they fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see the fights, man. Let's see the fights. Muhammad Tola, yo, main man, keep in mind that PBC is saving a bunch of big fights for their future networks. That's true. Very, very true. But given that Boots Ennis is not actually a PBC fighter, I don't know where that leaves at for him. But I agree with you, man. PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, is holding a lot of fights back. And they're going to serve them up for next year for wherever their new home may be. And I'm not going to sit here and speculate, fight fans. I told y'all I'll just wait for the news. I'm not looking to break it. I'm just looking to accept it or hear it. You know what I'm saying? That's business that's far beyond boxing fans. That's in boardrooms. That's behind closed doors. That's stuff that people just have no clue about. They'll speculate all day. It seems like some sort of insider, but even the people that I kind of know on the inside, they will not. No one has a clue about that shit. Al Haymon and his cronies are keeping that shit under lock and key. You hear me, fight fans? Lock and key. So at the end of the day, yeah, I do believe a lot of fights are going to be held up for next year, but that still doesn't answer the question of Jerron Boots Ennis, because like I said, he's not PBC's. He doesn't belong to PBC, and I almost wonder, is he going to move with them or not? I hope he does. I honestly want him to stick with PBC because that's where all of the competition is. But Boots has got to do whatever is best for Boots. You know what I mean? And wherever he goes, I'm not going to hold it against him. I could never do that. You feel me? You think, oh, Muhammad Tola says, yo, PBC will end with ESPN, in my opinion. I think that's a good name. I think ESPN definitely got the pockets. The only thing is like, Bob has already got his hands on the budgets, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bob got both of them joints in his back pocket. ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's tough. Where's the room? And our stable is the most expensive stable. Top ranked stable may be the biggest stable. But our stable is the most expensive stable. And so it's like, yo, I hear you, man, but I don't know. I think they got the deep pockets for it, but would Bob want to share those budgets? Would Bob want to share those budgets? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just hope they find a home. You know what I mean? And even if they don't, because people want to make it like Al Haymon is like the worst thing in the world, which I don't understand boxing fans when y'all speak like that. I really don't understand it. This dude, like this outfit, love him or hate him, has still put on the biggest and best fights in the sport of boxing in the last 5, 6, 7 years. And I don't think no one's going to argue about that. Some of us is just like throwing temper tantrums for no fucking reason. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face. Not one boxing fan technically should have anything against PBC, with maybe the exception of you didn't like how they conducted the pay-per-views. You may say to yourself, I didn't like how they did that, man. That was messed up. They got us paying all of this money for pay-per-views and these fights a week, the cards a week. If that's your complaint, then I understand totally. But I also understand the flip side to that coin, and knowing that PBC did this to make sure that they stayed afloat and to keep the fights coming. It wasn't a good decision. It wasn't a popular decision, but it was a necessary decision to keep their business going. Like I told y'all the other day, man, they wasn't working with no budgets this year. I don't even remember the top of the year. I remember when all of the fighters had came out and they were like, "Hey, we got the word that we gotta start fighting now, and there's no money out there." They were telling us this at the top of the year. They probably went through damn near most of this whole year without a budget. The only fighters that perhaps had a budget were maybe Crawford and Spence and maybe Gervonta Davis. That's about as far as it went. I think that PBC just did this to keep themselves afloat. And so you can love them or hate them for that. I don't like the fact sometimes that they use pay-per-view as a fundraiser. I don't. That's not what it's for. And you may say, man, I don't like them because they did that. But if that's your only gripe, if that's what it is, you ain't going nowhere. And you're going to subscribe to wherever they go. That's not strong enough to keep you from wanting to see the fights. Al Haymon, wherever he ends, will take the best seat at the table, asking other promoters to pass him the salt. Big facts. The most powerful man in boxing. Love it or hate it. You may not love it. You may say, oh, man, I can't stand the way he does. You don't even know the man. You never even heard the man talk. I would love to land the first interview with Al Haymon, might I add. Let me just put my name in the hat. Whoever lands that interview is going to be a legend. Let me throw my name in the hat. Al, come holler at me. Damn that. You interview Al Haymon, your interview is going around the world and back. I mean that to anybody. The man is that powerful. Whoever he grants that interview. If I'm Al Haymon, I go to some youngin in my family and some little kid in my family, whether it's a niece, a nephew, a little cousin or something, say, hey, you got a podcast? And they say, yeah, I'm going to come on your podcast. And I'd give that shine to my relative. That's what I would do. Because Al Haymon's, whenever he interview with whoever he interviews with, oh, they're doing millions of views. We're talking millions. You're talking millions. This is some 60 minutes freaking like Oprah 60 minutes Larry King type shit. You know what I'm saying? If somebody in the boxing sphere can land that Al Haymon interview, you are a freaking legend. That interview is going to be watched over and over and over and over and by everybody because no one's never heard him talk. That shit would be amazing. Hey, Al, come holler at me though, man. Come holler at me and the fam, bro. We got some questions. We want to pick your brain. You know what I'm saying? Come holler at us, man. Real spill, man. Deal says, yo, man, Boots promotional PBC budget is $5. On that note right there, bro. On that note right there, that's it for me, man. I agree with you, bro. I don't know what I mean. It got to be more than $5 if he ain't running after no damn body. You know what I mean? It got to be more than $5, man. That's wrong as hell, bro. At the end of the day, though, fight fans, let's see where this leads. Let's see if Keith Thurman makes it back to the big boy table. If his career lands on a smooth landing strip with pretty lights all on the side and people waiting for him with flower things, necklaces around their necks and ladies and everything, and everyone's waiting to cheer Keith Thurman on. Will it land like that, or will it crash and burn? Will it crash and burn? It starts with Eiamantis Stanionis. I'm watching Keith, and I will be pushing Keith. I will be supporting him in this fight. I'm watching. Lewis, we both watching, homie. I'm right here with you. And to the last few of y'all out there that's still rocking out with Keith, I'm right here with you. We're watching. Let's see where the story goes, everybody. Real spill. Hey, do the homie a favor, man. Thumbs up on the way out if you did not hit it on the way in. Share. Rock those bells. Catch up with y'all on the next live stream, fight fans. I'm sorry about Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Life kind of got in the way. You feel me? But I will make it up to y'all on this coming Thursday. I got a beautiful episode of We Talking Boxing that I'm planning on out, man, and I can't wait to do it. You know what I mean? I want to give a major salute to DIL87, man, in that super chat. Thank you for your awesome support, my friend. Much love to you, man. He said, yo, thank you, Mainman Mademan. Great stream, man. All day, man. Thank you for your support, man, and thank you for the acknowledgement, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you all, man, and y'all know this, man. Y'all have a blessed night out there, everybody. Stay stressed and sucker free. Remember, the devil is everywhere, omnipresent, everywhere at the same time. He wants you sad, depressed. He wants you sitting around thinking that you are not divine and more than a damn conqueror and can change this world whenever you feel like it. Do the homie a favor. Feel like it. Y'all have a blessed night, fight fans, and I see y'all in the next one, man. And until the next video, family. Peace out.